What up, boys, and welcome back to yet another video. So in today's video, I want to talk a little bit about the future of the War Within, specifically farms, BoE epics, and all of that. So before we dive into the specifics of the video, I just want to say a massive thank you for all the support on the 0 to 10 million gold guide. It's been absolutely insane, and I'm so glad that you guys are enjoying the updates. Now, this gold guide is a digital guide that receives free updates for life throughout any pattern, any expansion. So the people that got it 4 years ago are still getting every single update sent to their mail completely for free for life. The guide features all the best tactics and methods that I personally use in order to achieve multiple gold caps. So if you think that sounds interesting and you want to read more about it, check it out with the link down below in the description. And don't forget to use the discount code STUDENT on checkout, 50% off. So, epic BoE items. Like, a lot of people ask me how I think about the War Within so far. And let me just tell you, like, the questing, the warbound system, the way that the game feels with like delves and everything, I absolutely love it. I do, to death. It's been absolutely great. In terms of gold farming, and don't mistake gold making from gold farming. I'm talking about being out in the open world, grinding for gold. It's extremely dull, and it has been since Dragonflight. Dragonflight was the only expansion that we've had in the history of World of Warcraft that hasn't had epic BOEs in the open world. And it kind of made sense to some degree, right? Because they wanted people, they implemented a new crafting system, very advanced crafting system, more complicated than the crafting system was before Dragonflight. And they obviously wanted people to give that a go instead of just going on the auction house and buying BoE items. They wanted people to use crafting orders to make their epics, etc. So it kind of made sense. But it also removed every single aspect of like RNG in the open world. Like back in the days, whether it was vanilla, TBC, Wrath of Lich King, Shadowlands, BFA, doesn't matter. Like that feeling you get when you're out in the open world doing a quest, killing a mob, and getting like an epic BoE item, absolutely insane. And it's also great evergreen content. Like to this day, people still go back to classic WoW to farm Skullflame Shield. People still go back to BFA to farm the Dune Scavenger, the Golden Mane mount. They fish for mounts. There's so many collectibles in the previous expansions that are evergreen content that people do and use to make gold of to this day. And I think such a shame that Blizzard hasn't given us that opportunity now in the War Within either. But that kind of brings me to the point of the video. A viewer of mine, Vimy, creds to him, dug through the Wowhead database, and I've been getting a lot of questions about this. Like, student, are we getting like epic BoE items? And managed to find a couple of them, like the Shilwyn Hunter's Prey, the Web Acolyte's Hood, the Captured Earthen's Ironhorns, the Adorned Linux-born Pauldrons, and so on and so on. A bunch of item level 571 items would make a lot of sense for Epic World BOEs to be item level 571. Like, that would be perfect. Wouldn't be too overpowered. People would still buy them like crazy because they would buy these and go directly into Mythic items or Mythic dungeons right afterwards. So I think that this will be great. There's only one problem though. The icon from which this has been data mined from, like the name, is Inventory Shoulder Letter Raid Druid Nerubian. So I'm not sure if it's confirmed, but it's pretty much confirmed that these are most likely going to be like raid drops, like a raid BoE drops, which is also fine because like if you can't have open world BoEs, you're gonna go into the raid and farm the trash mobs in the raid in hopes of getting some fat BoE epics. So that's like pretty much the only thing that we know so far, even though we have seen Blizzard in the past implement increased world drops with a higher item level whenever they release a raid, a new season, whatever. Like in Shadowlands, for instance, they implemented like new epic items and also increased the item level of those later on. So it would be absolutely badass if this is big copium though, but it would be really cool that if whenever the season starts, if Blizzard then increased or added like epic BOEs to the open world loot table. That would be really cool. In the beginning was like, I understand why Blizzard don't have epic BOEs in an early access version of a game, because people would absolutely freak out on the forums that people were able to spend 4 days grinding out epic BOEs, and by the time like the people with the standard edition would log on to the game, people would be decked out in epic BOEs, and it would seem like a massive advantage. So a small part of me, even though I know it was 99% not going to happen, just hope that when the original release of the game came out, that the current green BOE items and blue items that we have would scale up even further beyond blue items, that they could scale up and become epic items instead. Like, that would be really cool, but that didn't happen. So now the next hope is that whenever we get heroic raids, mythic zeros, mythic raid, for instance, that Blizzard can add some open world BOE items. But I really wish that they looked back at some of the successes that they've had in previous expansion launches, like BFA, where they had one specific mount BOE from each new zone in the game. That could have easily been a thing in the War Within, and it would have been great evergreen content as well. I'm not saying there's not collectibles in like in the War Within right now that's evergreen content. Sure, there is. Like, there's mounts in like a variety of different zones that you can obtain through killing rare elites, etc. Like, you have the B mount, you have the Alonira mount right here, and you also have the Voidwalker dude like in the spawns in Hallowfall. Like, there's a bunch of mounts, but they're not open world BOE. So it's gonna be it would have been badass if we could get that, and if we could get open world BOEs. But for everyone that's asking, I have absolutely no clue if they are going to bring epic BOE items. Haven't been able to find anything in the database that says that there will be open world BOE items coming. Just these BOE items, epics, these item level 571s, which is probably going to come from raid the trash drops. But that was pretty much it for today's video. So I appreciate all of you guys watching my videos. If you want to see more of my videos, just make sure you're subscribed to the YouTube channel, and you'll be notified whenever the next video drops. You can also consider signing up to the VIP Discord, which is pretty much like a Patreon where you support me as a content creator. It gets you invited to a separate Discord channel where all my YouTube videos can be seen before they go public on YouTube. On top of that, you also get exclusive content in forms of gold tips, there's investments, multiple spreadsheets, and much more. But that's linked in the description, together with a 0 to 10 million gold guide. Appreciate you guys watching, and I will see you all back in at tomorrow's video. But until then, bye bye.